Y'all, there is so much stuff going on. I cannot even go to the bathroom and come back without something happening. I got a whole thing of Africa news that I want to share with you, but the Wagner dude done got killed in a car crash. I'm sorry, in a plane crash. What is happening on the same day that P Daddy spoke at the BRIC Summit? Like, y'all have to understand by Friday, it's going to be on and popping on Earth. This ain't even nothing to sneeze at. So let me play this for y'all so y'all can understand like how everything is coming together, not in a good way, but just we're in a movie, we're watching a movie. So I'm not saying that there are I'm on nobody's team. I'm not saying there's a good guy, bad guy, or whatever. I'm just saying look at how these things are playing out as things are happening on the continent and things are happening here. As Esau is being rejected around the globe, things are happening. So just pay attention. Check this out.
Richard Engel, who is joining us by phone. Richard, what do you know or what context can you put to this?
Well, at this stage, we really only know what the Russian media are reporting, but they are all reporting it consistently, that there has been a plane crash. That's how they are describing it, just as you were describing it, that an Embraer jet was traveling from Moscow's Sheremetyevo Airport to St. Petersburg and crashed less than 30 minutes after takeoff, according to the TASS news agency. And it does seem very suspicious. Many of us who follow Prigozhin closely thought that this would eventually be his fate, that he rose up against Vladimir Putin, he embarrassed Vladimir Putin, he led an unthinkable, unheard of mutiny against the Kremlin, and then it ended very strangely. It ended with this vague deal in which he was supposed to go to Belarus, but then he was in Africa, and his movements were somewhat vague. And the people that I've been speaking to believed that Putin was buying time, that Putin couldn't have just enacted his revenge right away. He needed to understand who was involved. And there are several senior Russian generals who've been implicated in that mutiny who have gone missing. So he needed to understand who else was involved or may have been involved. And he also needed to have a better understanding of Prigozhin's business network, particularly his network in Africa, where in the Central African Republic and many other countries in the Sahel, he has a valuable network providing security services, or I should say he had a valuable network providing security services in exchange for mineral rights, in exchange for gold and diamond concessions. So we all were expecting something like this, and it's not surprising that the Russians are describing it as an accident, but I don't think very many people in Moscow, in Russia, will be interpreting this as a simple accident, that his plane, a private plane, was flying over Russian airspace and it suddenly crashes before takeoff, before landing.
Well, I don't know who did what, but I know something was done, and I know that's all I can say. Um, a lot of things are going on in the world, people. A lot of stuff. You cannot afford to ignore foreign politics because what is going on outside of America is eventually going to come home and roost, and it will impact us. So the benefit of knowing what is happening now there is that when it comes here, at least you will have had time to prepare your heart, your soul, your mind, your house, your relatives, and you can send them petitions up, send them smoke clouds up to the heavens. Father God, Yahweh, I need you now. Esau down here is showing out. Get ready, people. A lot of things are getting ready to start happening. And, things are happening while people are distracted. That BRICS thing is still going on in South Africa. A lot of things have been done to basically undermine the West and formalize a a lucrative trading relationship between South Africa and China. And a lot of agreements have been signed. There has been no official announcement of the uh, dollar being dumped, but I know there is something about a bill going through Congress to punish African countries who work with P Daddy. And so that's going to cause more friction. That's going to be extremely problematic. And countries are going to rebel, and countries are going to turn against one another, because that's what we do when our butter biscuits are put in harm's way. Those of us who are raccoons. I'm not a raccoon. I'm just talking about the raccoons. But just pay attention to what's happening, y'all. There's so much stuff happening so fast. I can't even hardly blink my eyes. Like, I need a nap. I just feel like I'm just so much happening. It's exciting, but it is like fast paced. And another thing that I want you to keep in mind is if they have us looking over here, then there's probably something happening behind us on the other side, in the other direction. So don't be so focused on the one thing or the few things, even if it is international news that people aren't really talking about. There's usually something else going on that you need to pay attention to. And we got a lot of distractions going on to keep us distracted from this Sunday law stuff that's going on, with this down low hibernation that's coming, and napkins to put over your nose and your mouth that's going on again. People are not paying attention to inflation, the shortages that are on the shelves for your grains, staples, flour, rice, all kinds of beans. Those things are staples. They store a long time, and they're relatively inexpensive. Even if you get them now with inflation, they are still cheaper to feed your family. You could feed your family off a 25-pound, 50-pound bag of rice for a good while if you mix it with some other stuff. And you got some water and other things put away. So don't forget to buy your broths, your chicken broth, your beef broth, your veggie broths, so that you can make soups and things, cook your beans, cook your rices in the event there's no water. That's a nice thing to have. Big cans and boxes of broths, because people think you're going to be able to always turn on the sink and get water. You may not be able to get water. So have something that you can prepare your food with. Canned water, bottled water, coconut milk, powdered milk, those types of things. Things that already are liquefied. You can just open it up. Condensed milk, canned milk, stuff like that. Um, Coconut milk, like I said. We don't know what's coming, but I tell you, I just, whew, I just can't even get over all this stuff that's going on. Stay safe, family. Try not to stress. This is a data point. That's what it is. Where we are in the trickery, because we got to be distracted in order for Babylon to do all she got to try to do for her last grandstand, orchestrated or not. It doesn't matter if it's orchestrated or not, because at the end of the day, we are still collateral damage. So we got to try to not be collateral damage and try to make sure we are awakened to see where the Most High would lead us, so that we are protected and covered during this time, if it's meant for us to be. All right, y'all, this is Marley K, and I'm out of here. Woo!